the chancellor address you as such. It is not very easy to get a doctor to be to have an education school. This is a mini university. I'm reminded that in the world that we have, concept of university will no longer be those big works like University of Lagos. There's going to be small alternative schools like this, where people will have a pathway for their implement chancellor, implement also good work we're doing. Our president and leader world Mark is in Nigeria. My message to you, marketing director in many companies. She's here to inspire you, and it's good to meet her. We've always been talking, but we don't have met. This is the first time, so this is a very good program. First time we are meeting physically. Members of the high table, but more particularly friends and all the graduates. Let me congratulate you because I do not have the degree that you are starting at a bigger and better foundation than people like us who straight into marketing. Therefore, you have to do much better than people like us. Because there's a saying that there's no good practice without good theory. If you are not grounded theoretically, you will not practice marketing soundly. Marketing looks very simple to those who see it from outside. Ultimately, marketing is about how to, as the president defined, how to get people to buy things, of course, to buy them at profit. In places like banking, they call salespeople marketers. Even when you go to Alaba, they say, let me market you. Because marketing looks very simple. But behind it is a science and an art, where you need to be grounded in theory. And the CRM program, some of the books which I have read, is one of the best places in which you can get solid grounding as a marketing person. Not just as general marketing manager, but in the elements of strategic marketing, because they are a little different, which is one of the things I'll be talking about very shortly. I have a few remarks, which I just a key, some of it just share with you, just a few things I've learned, which I think may be useful for you, especially as you graduate, as you look ahead in terms of your career. The first thing, of course, I mentioned that you have grounded, you've done that in terms of theory, the practice work. Second thing is that marketing is bigger than marketing communications. Advertising people have captured marketing, and they have given marketing a very narrow meaning. Advertisers are everywhere, and the problem that has created is that in many businesses, especially in the technology companies where a whole lot of growth in business is coming today, the concept of understanding of many people of marketing is marketing communications. Therefore, marketers increasingly, if you are not careful, you will no longer be in the room when the business is being discussed. It is when the business is discussed and finalized, they will now let's call the communications people. We'll go and communicate what we have decided. Because marketers or marketing people reduced marketing to marketing communications. Whereas their products, it's a channel, it's pricing. Many aspects of this have been taken over by people in other professions. For example, in tech firms, the people who are looking at pricing, analytics, and so on are people from finance and engineering. Marketers, because the only thing we want to do are doing feely things, brand preference. We are not in the room when things like pricing and margins and finance are being discussed. When products are being discussed, it's only the engineers that are there. Marketers are not there. Because the only thing we want to do is engage advertising agencies, or digital marketers, and so on. Because, of course, that's also where the budget is. But increasingly, the way we've tended to have done marketing is that we have been shooting ourselves in the leg. And we need to claim back our territory as marketing people, especially in technology companies, and I'm sure it may apply. I think the marketing people in places like Unilever are probably different. But it's amazing when they also get into places like telecoms company. They follow the trend in which every marketing person tends to become a marketing comms person rather than a broader marketing, doing broad marketing. And that is because we in marketing, we are not learning technology. In the world that we are today, tech, if you look at the stock exchange, FTSE 100, NASDAQ, the biggest growth companies today are tech companies. Therefore, if marketing people will be relevant to where business is going, you have to learn tech. Else, you will be staying in the past. And therefore, you will not be in the room. In the place like Google, in places like Facebook, Meta, where they are discussing UI, UX, customer experience, product design, marketers will not be there. They will only wait for you when it's time to do the engagement of digital marketing agencies. So you must learn technology. And if I can learn it, you can. Technology is not what we think it is. You must also learn finance. Without those two, you will narrow your space in terms of your opportunities ahead. You have to learn tech, you also have to learn finance. One of the things I want to leave with you is to reflect. Increasingly, when you look at the chief marketing officers of tech firms, and even you look at telecoms companies in Nigeria today, you find that the CMOs are no longer traditional marketers. It should shock you. It is because we left our space. It's because marketing people narrowed marketing to marketing comms. The language of the boardroom is the language revenue and strategy. If you cannot speak those language, you will not be invited to the boardroom. If you are in the boardroom, you're going to be a passive member of the boardroom. That is why people say the CFOs are the ones that become the CEOs. Because when people have invested in your company, they want to hear return on investment. How many customers have come? How much are we making per customer relative to our investment? If you cannot speak those languages, which are the languages of finance and strategy, you will be irrelevant in the boardroom, even if you make it as a marketing director. They will not call you when important board discussions are happening. And that's because of the way we attended to our practice marketing. So, my brothers and sisters, please learn. Do not believe this threat that people say marketers gather. Oh, the CFO is the enemy of marketing. No. The CFO is your best friend. Because if you understand the language of finance, return on investment, and you can take marketing in terms of your franchise, customer numbers, revenue per customer, you and the CFO, you'll be speaking the same language. The reason why the CFO is not the friend of the CFO is not the friend of marketing, because marketing people are not speaking revenue and P&L language. And therefore, you cannot communicate with the CFO who's in charge of ROI. And there's absolutely no reason. We are supposed to be the most versatile and the broadest people in the boardroom. But because we narrowed marketing to markups, because we let advertising and communications people captured marketing. And one of the things is that even when you now go to marketing in banks, who are the people that you find there? Not marketers. You find former journalists, former PR people, because that's what we reduce marketing to. So learn technology, learn finance. Performance marketing is a given. Don't believe these Marcoms people who came from journalism, who are trying to say everything is marketing cannot be held accountable. You must be held accountable. You want $1 billion and you don't want to be accountable, you just want to say, brand preference, feelings. They love it, brand love. Your shareholder says, ego lay brand love. How much is it? How much is brand love putting on the table? That is the marketing we have to practice. Marketing is business. Performance marketing, accountable marketing. If you invest, I'm not saying marketing is all short term, but even when you are doing a long term, there must be clear metrics that shows that the 1 billion naira marketing investment that's given to you, even is not translated to profit today, I can see my customer numbers. I can see my franchise growing. I can see my customer base growing. If you don't speak those languages, you are just doing filly marketing. And you will not be there in the boardroom when key discussions are happening. So, brothers and sisters, I would like many of you, and I pray that this is not just the beginning, that many of you will become CEOs. And it is from now that you have to start thinking as such. Think like the CEO, revenue, P&L, everything that you do, relate it back to that. Then you will be a far stronger, solid marketer and business leader. And only CFOs will not be the only people who will be making CEOs in the future. Thank you very much, and God bless the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make the applause louder.